Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
Biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday to you. It is the 28th of April, 2017. The sun is blazing out right now. It is feel-good weather out here in Connecticut. Dream, what's going on, brother?
Well, SBTV Nation, just so you know, okay, the weather right outside right now, in this time slot right now, is not a good look.
Not a good look.
It's not a good. This is right now. This is love of the game.
Yeah, this is love of the game. Exactly right. I mean, why? You wouldn't rather be at a happy hour right now, Dream, looking at some size?
Talking to a team of chicks that's about to get me for more loot that I'm already giving up.
No doubt. I hear you.
This might be saving me hour, actually, Hat.
Oh, no doubt. Well, you know what, guys? Listen, I mean, I am absolutely completely squashed right now as far as my schedule is concerned. So, you know what? That should prove to you that I love you guys, because there is 1,000 things I need to do this evening. And Dream,
yeah, it's love of the game. Definitely love of the game today. But, this is the thing that we do and we sign on to do, and we actually enjoy doing this. I don't know about Hat. I'm pretty sure he does, because, trust me, he has to put a lot to the side to get this done. But I really love doing this. I really enjoy getting on with you guys, talking some gambling techniques, clowning, doing the whole thing. You know, I'm willing to, sacrifice this little hour. It helps me get away from some of the stress that I'm going through right now. And, hey, without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get right into it, Dream. Well, first things first is there's a couple of things that are trending here, including, did you hear about Ja Rule's festival?
Okay, I didn't hear about the Ja Rule's festival. The only thing I don't want to talk about is the NFL draft, because I just can't.
All right, so Ja Rule and I guess a couple of people it was a luxury escape music festival. Okay. And this thing was supposed to be going on in some country. Let me just see where it is. Maybe Bahamas or something like that. Anyway, make a long story short, some people paid up to $13,000 for the weekend for VIP packages and all that. So what's ended up happening is that they've gone there. They have no cell phone service. Everything is completely upside down. The food that they're given is like a piece of cheese on bread. They completely took like all their money. They have nothing. They have tents. That's
all
it.
Right. So here's the deal, though. Like, I want to know the real truth, though. Is that the real truth, or is it cats went thinking like they was gonna be rubbing elbows with Ja Rule and Puffy, and then when none of those cats were there and it was regular people and regular things, everybody got angry? Because once folks get unhappy, that's when the lying starts.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm looking at photos of the sandwich here. I mean, there's a piece of bread, two pieces of bread, two pieces of cheese on it, and
because
lettuce
you
and
remember
tomato.
when we went to Dominican Republic and we went to the place we went to in Dominican Republic that we were not happy with. When we came back, I murdered the place. I mean, I made the place look like it was like a Holiday Inn, and it was a nice hotel. It just wasn't the right hotel for us.
Yeah, I got it. Well, no, I'm looking at tents that are like halfway put up, VIP areas that have nobody in it with just like a little pool full of like plastic balls and stuff. It's brutal, dude.
But my whole thing is, y'all know Ja just got out of jail like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He had a hit record in like 5 to 7 years or 10. I don't even know. When was the Ja's last hit record?
Right on.
So that right there should have been like before would you say it was 30,000?
It was $13,000 for some packages to go out there.
Yeah. See, before I drop a $13,000 job rule package,
you know what?
Come on, Hat. Come on now.
So it's called the Fire Festival. That's what it's called. Okay, so they went out there expecting all these acts and everything. And Dream, this is crazy. You got to go on your Twitter timeline. It's the first thing trending right now. It's complete and utter chaos out there. Absolutely insane. Tickets cost anywhere from $450 to $12,000. And they can't do anything about it. I mean, it's just complete chaos. Wow. What a way not to plan something, huh?
Well, maybe we should do one.
Yeah, right. No doubt. 13 G's. Here's your tent.
Have a getaway to Connecticut. Put everybody up in my crib. Tell them they're staying at like a mansion.
Yeah.
We get everybody over here at my crib.
I know, no doubt. It's crazy, man. I totally hear you. But
10 G's, 10 G packages starting at 10 G's, and I'm giving out free parlays.
No doubt. So anyway, I don't know. You know what I mean? People are like, there's a lot of people clowning on them and trolling them and stuff like that. The people that are actually there, like that are hungry. People are getting murdered, man. But anyway, next order of business, just real quick, before we talk about the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, and whatnot. Your boy LeVar Ball has completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Damaged his son's ability to get any kind of sneaker endorsements. Nobody wants any part of Lonzo Ball because of his father. That's a great look. What do you think about that, Dream? Is my man there? Dream.
Yeah, no, I'm here. You just faded out. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. LeVar Ball. I know you were talking about LeVar Ball. What were you saying again?
Because of his actions, he cannot get any of the main sneaker endorsements for his son. They want no part of him.
Good.
Whatsoever.
I love that.
You love that.
I absolutely love that.
Okay, talk to me. How do you feel about that for Lonzo, though?
Well, because you know what? Lonzo's going to be okay because here's the deal. If you come to the NBA and you're good and you're as good as you're being touted to be, they're going to give you a deal because they're not going to have any choice but to. Okay? Your talent will speak for itself, and you shouldn't get a deal before you get there any damn way. He's done absolutely nothing in the NBA. Yeah, he had a good college career. His team didn't even go to the national championship. They didn't win anything. So, hey, listen, you're going to the NBA, guess what? Dude, ain't nobody feeling you right now till you get in the NBA and do something. Right now, the only thing you are right now is your dad's been talking a lot of trash, and other than that, we've seen nothing. You look pretty good on the court in college, but how many college athletes have we seen look absolutely stellar in college, go to the NBA or go to the NFL or go to pros and not pan out? Yeah, so here's the deal. Get in the NBA, murder the NBA for 2 years, I guarantee you. Matter of fact, you don't even got to have murder for 2 years. Have an incredible first year. Be rookie of the year your first year. You will no doubt get a sneaker deal.
Yeah, good point. I get it. But right now, because of his actions, his son has nothing.
But that's perfect because, his dad and the things that have come out of his mouth and just the marketing that he has done has just become such a headache and such a nightmare. And people, I can completely understand other companies or brands not wanting to get involved with him strictly because the mouth that's behind him.
Couldn't agree more on that, Dream. So, I don't know. I don't like it, and I just think that controversy brings ratings. I mean, I think you've been a pretty big advocate of that, but this guy's just kind of going a little bit too far, I think. The end
Definitely.
Of the day. So, all right, man. So let's talk about what went down last night, Dream. As
team dogs.
You were right on the money last night with your NBA plays.
Home team dogs. The only thing I didn't get right I thought Milwaukee would win the first half, and they didn't win the first half, but I did think the Raptors would win the game. I also liked the Spurs to win the game. It's funny, the Grizzlies hung in, and the Grizzlies were up the whole game, weren't they?
No, they were getting pounded. They made it close at the end.
Oh, I thought the Grizzlies were up the whole game.
No. Oh, you're talking about the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies.
Yeah, no, I thought, dude, for some reason I got the Bucks on my brain. But yeah, no, the Grizzlies, kid, the Grizzlies almost sneaked one out.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. The Grizzlies were up the whole game and lost at the end of the game. And it was, I tell you, the way the Spurs beat the Grizzlies at the end of that game, that's the difference. And that's Popovich. Now, you put the Cleveland Cavaliers in the same situation, you know what? The Cavs lose that game.
Think so?
I know so. We've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, we have seen it, but that's not the playoffs, Stream. It's not the playoffs. LeBron kicks it into a whole nother gear.
No. By the way, we've seen LeBron in the playoffs in Miami. We've seen him not be able to kick it on at times. Listen, the way the Spurs won that game, that's a testament to Popovich, the coaching staff for San Antonio, and just playing their system and doing what they do and being infallible in that particular situation. And hats off to them for not only winning but also covering.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hats off to the Spurs for getting that done last night. As to me, that was a very impressive win by them, especially to be down for the majority of that game. They kept that game to within 6 to 8 points the whole game, and then snuck them at the end.
No doubt. Exactly. And, I thought the Grizzlies, had a fighter's chance to win at the end. I was like, wow. Because hence, this brings us to the next series, the Battle of Texas. Now, I think I think you and I are on different sides here.
Okay. It's not no Battle of Texas.
Dream, can you answer me this? Why have they not put a series price out yet on the Houston Rockets versus the San Antonio Spurs? Why is there no series price?
It's not no Battle of Texas.
It's not no battle.
No, please stop.
Okay.
Right? It's James Harden against the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
All right. It's James Harden against Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this series. I don't think this series, I know you think it's going to be very competitive.
I do.
I don't see it unless the Houston Rockets are shooting lights out and they're hitting their three-point shots at a very high percentage. I just don't see this series being as competitive as you think it's going to be.
I watched what Conley did to them. Conley had monster games, bro. Monster games. You saw it. Last night he was what do you have, 30 last night?
26 points,
he had 26. Okay.
That's monster to you.
Now let me ask you another question. Okay. Listen, I understand. I'm totally with you. Defense wins championships. We've seen it in every sport at this point. My thing is that it's going to go. I don't even know. It could go one way or the other, pretty much. I mean, it could be. Obviously, it can go three ways, but if the Spurs can just clamp this down and just stop this Houston Rocket team from scoring all these points, the thing that concerns me is how Harden jumps into the defenders and just gets fouled after fouled after fouled. That's a very, very difficult technique to master. He's good at it. The guy's at the free throw line like every time you turn the game on, and what that does, if the Spurs want to get a little aggressive fouling, playing defense, and they get some refs that are, calling everything, what that's going to do is that's going to put Houston in the bonus quickly, and that's what they're good at, and they make a lot of free throws, bro.
Don't expect that same type of situation to happen against the Spurs.
Okay.
Don't expect the Spurs to foul Harden looking for contact the same way OKC did.
Okay.
I don't see that happening by any stretch of the imagination. And long three-point shots missed will create transition basketball for the Spurs, who don't necessarily want to run but can run. They're just not going to try to run all game, but they can run and run their offense well off of long rebounds. I expect to see them get in transition situations as well.
Okay. And you think who has the rebounding edge?
I'm gonna give all the edges. I'm gonna give in all the edges to the Spurs hat.
Okay. Now, let's talk. Their bench players are pretty good. What if you get like Ginobili and you get Parker that are kind of running out of gas a little bit? You got LaMarcus Aldridge, obviously, and you got the supporting cast. Obviously, you got one of the best NBA coaches of all time. It's going to be a good series, I think, Dream. I think the fact that it's such a contrast in styles, being defensive, slow, grind you to death, versus this high-powered, insane. I mean, this Houston Rockets team, don't they shoot like 9 more threes than any other team in the NBA? It's insane. Yes. So it's going to be a real interesting situation to watch.
But in my opinion, that can end up hurting them. Shooting those threes, if you end up missing those threes, like I said, it's going to create transition basketball if you're missing them. I mean, if you're hitting them, that's one thing, and I agree with you. It will be a problem if you're hitting them, but if you're missing them, that's another thing. Now, when you look at the Spurs and you talk about Tony Parker, who's old, but yet puts in 31 minutes, okay, last night, 27 points. You look at Kawhi Leonard, 40 minutes. 29 points. You look at Aldridge, 42 minutes, 17 points. You talk about Lee, 26 minutes, 7 points. I mean, the Spurs still they've got enough firepower to match what Houston's bringing to the table. Their starters are not that, I know we think of the Spurs as an older team, and I get it as far as Ginobili and as far as Tony Parker is concerned. But the other guys, I mean, Kawhi Leonard is in his prime.
Yeah, he's definitely in his prime. So you think they're going to put him on Harden?
I'm not sure if Kawhi Leonard's going to go on Harden, because the Spurs kind of do what they do, and it's interchangeable with whoever's playing the position. I don't know if Green's going to get the Harden assignment or Kawhi. I would think Kawhi is probably going to get that assignment. But, I think that no matter who the Spurs have in there, they're going to be capable of handling that situation.
Okay. I'm dying to see what the series price is. Because you're going to get 2 in San Antonio to start. You're going to get 4 games in San Antonio. So they're going to be favored, and they're the higher seed, and they've obviously won more games.
There's 2 people that we don't discuss on the Spurs. We don't discuss Gasol, and we don't discuss Patty Mills.
Right.
Who I think both of these guys with the B team, or whatever, the second unit, I should call it, the second unit, I think they're going to be some like little X factor-ish as far as the second unit's concerned, and be a serious problem, especially for the Houston Rockets.
Well, we got 2 series prices that are out, finally.
All right.
Since we're talking about this one, we've got the San Antonio Spurs, who are favored minus 195. Dream, that's, for you being so confident, that's not a big number.
Not at all.
It's less than 200.
Yep.
So might you be inclined to take the San Antonio Spurs to advance?
I am taking the San Antonio Spurs to advance.
All right. So there you go. Now, do you think they'll win by more, that it'll go like they'll win by 2 games or more?
I'm not doing that.
You're not going to do that.
Them to advance.
So you're going to take them to advance. So possible game 7, you're thinking maybe.
Right. I don't do the. I don't need to pick the right game, because they're all kind, like, I believe when we first started talking about this particular series, the Spurs and the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
As I remember it, you liked the sweep prop.
I did, yeah, because I've cashed it 3 times in a row now with them, that matchup.
Yeah.
And it paid pretty well too.
Right.
But obviously they lost the 2 games. But looking at this particular series, what I'm saying is that if you think the Spurs could win in 6 games, you could do like minus 1.5. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like if you don't think it's going to go 7 games, and it pays a lot better. So something to take a look at here. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are minus 520 versus the Toronto Raptors, Dream. So you got to lay $520 to make $100.
I get it.
If you put the 2 together, it's probably going to pay pretty decent. I think the Raptors have no shot whatsoever to beat LeBron and the boys. I think they have no.
Because you're a Cavs fan.
I know, but I mean, just putting that out of the equation.
Well, listen, based on what I've seen out of the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, especially in the second half of the season, and especially in the last month, I'm not going to say that the Raptors have no shot
at winning the series.
I'm not going to say they have no shot at winning the series. I'm going to say I don't think the Raptors are going to win this series, but they got a shot.
If you want to do the Spurs and Cavs to advance, $100 gets you $80.
I don't have any issue with that.
You don't got any issue with that, right?
No.
Wait for the next series to unfold before you do it.
I don't have any issue with that, but I would rather. I mean, if you're gonna parlay the two, then you might as well throw Golden State in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Golden State is going to be a minus. We don't know yet because they're going to be playing the Jazz. But there was future odds out there that if this series did happen, I believe Golden State was minus 900. Dream something crazy like that.
Right? Did you say Golden State was going to be playing the Jazz?
If they're playing the Jazz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right here. I'm sorry. Listen to this. If they're playing the Jazz, they'd be minus 1,500. So they make you no money. And if they play the Clippers, it would be minus 900. Nice. Anyway, why don't we move right into what's going on tonight, Dream? Considering the fact that it is a very, very busy Friday for everybody here. So, and I'm sure people want to just get right into what's going on tonight, and I'm sure you do as well. So we got 3 games on the ticket in the NBA. We got the Atlanta Hawks hosting the Washington Wizards right out the gate. Atlanta minus 2.5, under over of 210. Atlanta wins tonight, goes to Game 7, in my opinion. Where you at?
I can't go with Atlanta.
You can't.
Because I think John Wall is the best player on the court.
I couldn't agree more.
And whenever the opposing team has the best player on the court and he's able to will his way into baskets, I feel that this team, the Washington Wizards, can hang between that 6 and 8 for the majority of the game, make your run late in the third, get it tight between 2 to 4 to the middle of the fourth.
Yep. And
then by the end of the fourth, he can take over. He's going to draw contact, get to the foul line, and win the game. I mean, I think that's what the game plan has to be. Unless Atlanta comes out with something dramatically offensive that I haven't seen so far out of them, especially in this series, with the exception of Millsap. I'll give Millsap a little bit of props. Yeah, Millsap has come to play. He's done his thing a little bit.
Right on.
But, no, I think Wall and Beal. And, you know, it's tough with this Washington team because Washington has punched us in the face 100 times in the playoffs, especially me. I remember being in Miami 2 years ago when this Washington team got me. But, you know, it's the same situation as last night where you have teams that I don't think want to play with trying to go to a Game 7 where anything can happen. So why not go out there and win Game 6? Also, I believe that the Wizards have found the weak spot in the Hawks. And the Hawks still Dwight Howard, man. You know, I think the Hawks, you know, honestly, I think they look better with Howard on the bench than out there on the floor for them.
Okay.
You know, I don't like in this particular series, I haven't liked his chemistry at all. Their spacing on the floor has looked very bad. Trying to get him involved in pick and roll stuff hasn't worked. Trying to get him the ball down in the post hasn't worked. They're forcing it down to him. It just seems to be taking them out of their groove and out of their offense. And if they have that kind of inconsistency this evening, they're going to be losing. I don't like this game. I'm not going to bet on this game. I have an opinion, but I don't trust the Wizards enough to go that route. I'm going to sit back and watch. This is a home team prime time. But they're not an underdog. Atlanta's not an underdog, so it's not home team dog. But sit back and watch because it's a situational spot. If Atlanta wins, then you pound the Wizards the next game.
Think so, huh?
I do.
Think Atlanta gets the W and it goes to Game 7. That's where I'm at.
Hear you.
But it's going to be tight. It's been tight. So that's where I'm at. Next one is Boston at Chicago. Boston minus 3. Under over of 203.5. And I believe that there is no Rondo in this game, Dream.
Okay.
Will remain out for Game 6. Out. Where you at?
I don't like it.
It sucks, right? It's a shitty game. Yeah, I know. Really bad game. I can't do it either. I'm having a hard time with this game. You know, the Celtics. You know, once Rondo went out, it changed the whole series, dude. It changed. They won the 2 games with him, and then they just can't win now. They lost 3 in a row.
And I don't think it's Rondo. I mean, I think that some of it is Rondo, but some of it is also that, you know, the Celtics dealt with their serious tragedy and dealt with their issue. You know, it affected them in the first 2 games of this series, and then they were able to, you know, turn adversity into you know, positivity and use it as a driving force for them to move forward.
Yeah, right.
I don't like this game. I want to take the Bulls, but I just can't, based on them losing both of their games at home and looking like they just can't run with the Celtics right now. You know, but it's hard to bet against Dwayne Wade because I still believe that Wade and Butler are the 2 best players on the floor.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, you know, as opposed to the situation we were talking about with Wall, the 1 best player, now you look at the Bulls, there's 2 best players on the floor, and yet, you know, it hasn't been enough to propel them other than the 2 games at the beginning of this series, and now Boston seems to have figured them out. I can't take this game. It's a no play for me. I can't do it. I can't make the call on this one.
It can go either way.
It could go either way.
So
it's very. I want to. My heart is telling me the Bulls, and my brain is telling me to leave it alone.
Right on. All right, well, let's talk about the final game on the ticket here. We got the Utah Jazz that are looking to close out the Clippers. Utah minus 5.5, under over of 194.5. You think the bridge is over for Doc Rivers tonight, Dream?
I do. I do think the bridge is over for Doc Rivers. You know, one thing about the Clippers that I don't think anybody's talking about, one statistic I noticed about the Clippers, Jamal Crawford.
Yes.
In the second unit. You know, the Clippers had that second unit. Jamal Crawford would come in and give them an instant. You can count on Crawford for, 17 to, let's say, 22 points. Okay? That's not existing anymore. Ever since Crawford got injured, came back, hasn't quite been the same player, hasn't quite been the same lights-out shooter. And I think that's a big problem with this Clippers team. When you lose that first unit, it's like they don't know where to turn. You know, when Chris Paul's on the bench, you know, now Blake Griffin's out, but, you know, they just don't have another option or another idea. And we talked about teams that are one-dimensional and don't have multiple scoring options. And Crawford, it just seems like he's not the same player since that injury. The stroke doesn't seem as pure. It doesn't seem as nice. I mean, Riddick, I'd like to see him give a lot more. But, you know, Riddick just is Riddick. So, it's over, Hat.
Think it's over, huh?
It's over.
That defense in the Utah Jazz, get it done.
It's over. I wouldn't even say it's the defense of the Utah Jazz as much as the lack of offense with the Clippers.
Yeah, I get it.
And with Blake Griffin out of the mix now, you're talking about like a subpar squad as far as I'm concerned. They just don't have another scoring option down there. I know Jordan's going to be a big factor tonight, swatting some balls. He'll probably come in with a lot of excitement. It's going to be electric in Utah. Things are going to be going crazy. You know, I expect Hayward to have a good game. I expect Gobert to provide a little bit of something. Done, Hat.
Done.
5.5
points. Ballsy enough to do that?
No.
Money line.
Money line. Yeah, no. Don't do the 5.5.
Money line, the Utah Jazz, who I've been talking about all NBA season.
Except for this series.
I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I didn't like them for the series. I thought that the Clippers, I mean, when Blake went out, they were up 2-1. So what does that tell you? Injury bug, can get you.
I called Utah because I thought when I saw the Clippers and the times that I've looked at the Clippers this season, it just looks like age has caught up to this team, and it's just nothing. It's the same old thing with them and nothing new, and it just looks like it's actually deteriorating.
Could be. Very well could be. So, All right, man. That's going to do it for the NBA. Now we got to talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins dream.
Pittsburgh Penguins, as I talked about yesterday, are just on another level.
On another level.
Team is dope. Come out, punch you in the face, let you know, hey, we're here, we're the defending champs. This is what we do, okay? Punch you in the face 2 times, go up 2 goals to nothing right out of the gate. Very nicely done. They were sharp last night. Played very good hockey. I don't know, did you catch any of it?
A little bit.
Okay.
I saw the Caps tie it, and then they came back and won.
Right. They were impressive.
The bar I was at last night had all NHL playoffs, like everywhere. Couldn't get the NBA on anywhere until the San Antonio game. I didn't watch the first game because they couldn't get on. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, I know there's a big hockey contingent. Connecticut does have a hockey contingent as far as that's concerned, and there's a lot of people in Connecticut that really like hockey and follow it. You know me. I grew up in a hockey town anyway. That's why I have an affection for hockey. I grew up in a hockey town, and the guys that I used to carpool with to school, I carpooled with 4 hockey players, and I was a football player. So that's why I have such an affinity and a respect and a love for hockey. They turned me on to hockey, and from there, I think that's how it all works with sports. We cling to what we've done as at a younger age, whether it's we played or whether our parents were into it or whoever was into it, and then it just grows on you. And as you get older, you just remember the excitement around it. And like I said, riding with these guys and talking about hockey and talking about what makes hockey successful and this and that and the other. At that time, Colorado Avalanche was the team, but back to this Penguins team, very impressive last night on their part. They go up, they beat the Capitals in their house, so now they have home ice advantage. Even though I have said this in the past, out of all sports, I do think that as far as a home advantage, I believe that hockey has the least. Okay? Just based on the helmets, the plexiglassed in, the rink, all of the bodily contact. To me, I think that, and don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not saying there's no home and ice advantage. Yeah, of course there always is. But I just think out of all the sports, it's the least effective in comparison to the other sports.
Okay, got it. All right, Dream. So we got a couple of matchups tonight. We got the Nashville Preds at the St. Louis Blues. Now, St. Louis.
Hold on a minute, Hat.
Yes.
Because we also had the under in the Rangers-Senators game, and the Senators won, as somebody on the program alluded to.
I got it.
Alluded to. Senators, hats off to the Senators. I knew the Rangers were banged up from the prior series, man. I knew the Rangers, that Rangers-Canadian series, was a tough series for the Rangers. They won some tough games. Canadians banged them up. Rangers banged back. Ottawa kind of skated through a little bit. Now they got the Rangers. We're at home. Looked pretty good last night. This is going to be a good series, though. I think this series has the possibilities of going 7 games. It should be a pretty good series. I will be very interested in seeing how the Rangers respond to losing Game 1 in their Game 2 response. Ottawa, nice job last night. I did think that Ottawa was a little bit more physical as far as that was concerned in this game last night. I thought that. As far as, let me look at the shots on goal real quick. Okay, yeah, Ottawa had 43 shots on goal in comparison to the Rangers' 35. So they're getting, quality. Well, I won't say quality, but getting quantity of shots on the goal. Also the hits, 30 to 37, not a big disparity there, but once again, Nash had 3 shots on goal, which isn't bad for him. A little, kind of up as far as he's concerned. So that's one thing I guess you could cling to as a plus for the Rangers. Unfortunately, none of the shots went in, and they weren't that great. But Ottawa, muscled this game through. Good game, good win, good game by Ottawa.
All right.
And now we can move it to tonight.
Sounds good. Okay. So St. Louis was the lowest, what's the word I'm looking for? They were the highest payout as far as the future was concerned at the beginning of the NHL playoffs. They were like the biggest underdog here.
Yeah.
They went in and handled business in the first round, Dream. So now
handled business.
Now you got this team facing Nashville, and the first game they're favored.
This is the second game.
Second game, but is it the first one at their? No, they've had two at their house, right? This is the second one.
This is the second game. Yeah,
okay.
Predators already beat them, and the Predators beat them in the first game.
Got it. Okay, go for it.
That went down. The Predators beat them on Wednesday, 4-3. The Blues played well, but this Predator team, dude, I gotta tell you, I don't know what happened to them. Like I don't know what happened to the Predators. It was like somebody flipped the dope button.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never expected the Predators to be as successful as they were against the Chicago Blackhawks. I never expected them to play them like that. And now they got all that momentum from beating the Blackhawks. And I got to be honest with you, dude. The Blackhawks offensively, the Blues are good. Don't get me wrong. Blues are good, solid team, cute team, okay? But in comparison to Taves and Kane over in Chicago, the Predators are like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like they're not at all afraid of the Blues.
Got it.
You know what I mean? It would be like in football, like you beat the Patriots and then have to play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like we ain't like, okay, we're gonna be scared of Alex Smith.
Yeah.
we just beat Brady.
Right on, dude. I get it.
All right. So now the Blues. Okay, second game at home. This is a must win for the Blues because honestly, if the Blues lose tonight, I think they'll get swept.
Yeah, probably.
This is a must-win for the Blues. So, guys, this right here is what we call a great situational gambling spot. You have the Blues in a must-win. I know that Nashville has a lot of momentum going into this game. I'm going to roll with the Blues. Nashville played a physical San Jose Shark team. They've got to be a tad bit tired. I think the Blues are going to be really souped up tonight, and I think that they're going to, the intensity should be there because they know they're in a must-win situation. I like the St. Louis Blues to win tonight.
Okay. Good luck with that, brother. Next one on the ticket, we've got Edmonton at Anaheim. Wow, battle of the West here, dude. You got Anaheim minus 140. Under over of 5, and it looks like, as far as the puck line is concerned, that there's a lot of people jumping on Edmonton right now.
Yeah, Edmonton wins this series. I had a series bet in on Edmonton. Edmonton definitely wins this series. I didn't even expect the Ducks to be there, to be honest with you, but I did expect Edmonton to be there, and I think that Edmonton, hands down, wins this series. As far as tonight is concerned, it's anybody's game tonight. I do slightly lean Edmonton. I'm not gonna go crazy with Edmonton this evening. These two teams though seem to put up a little bit of points. I'm not a big over player in hockey, really, but due to the Ducks' lack of defense, I think tonight I like the over in this game. I think some goals will be scored in this game. I like the over in this particular situation. I don't love playing overs in hockey. I like doing unders in hockey, but my take tonight would be to take the overs in the Oilers Ducks game and not take a side.
Can you buy the totals down to like 4? Can you do that?
Yeah, you could buy them down. You could buy them up. That's why I said last night you had to buy it up to 5.5 in the range, even though you didn't need it. In the Rangers game, Rangers Ottawa, you could buy it up to 5.5. You could buy it down to 4.5 for Oilers Ducks.
Well, you could even buy it down to 3.5 at minus 400. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so there's a lot of options out there, Dream.
A lot of options, and that's definitely the way to go is to buy it down. So here's what I like tonight because it is 640. So if you guys want to put it in, if you want to get on my bandwagon, it's up to you. Once again, we're not handicappers, just some gamblers that kind of know a little bit about what we're doing. Did have a great night last night. So tonight I would go St. Louis Blues, and I would go Oilers Ducks over 4.5.
Okay, sounds good.
Parlay.
All right, so real quick, I'm looking at the baseball diamond here, right?
Why?
And you're gonna absolutely hate this.
Okay.
And I know the bullpen is a mess right now, but And I know the Nationals have been doing very well here, but for
all
some
right, first
reason,
of all, well,
yes.
I do got to tell you one thing. I got to pat myself on the back because I hit the Cardinals again last night. I told you Blue Jays were going to lose.
Yeah, all right. So taking a look at this here, you got an interdivision matchup. You got Jacob deGrom on the mound. You got the Mets have lost now 6 games in a row. Plus 148. I'm going to take a shot with the New York Metropolitans tonight. I think that's what I'm going to do, Dream. And that's it. That's all I see. I got to take an underdog here. Plus 145. So that's where I'm at. And you know what? If it wasn't for the White Sox, if it was some other better team offensively playing the Detroit Tigers, you bet your ass that I would take the over because Boyd is pitching tonight for Detroit, Dream, and he's terrible. So that's all I got, dude. That's all I got tonight. Cubs and Red Sox are playing each other, so keep that in mind.
I've got, let's see, hold on one second. Somebody did send me a play. Hang on, let me take a look real quick. If you guys are interested. And once again, I'm going to give you the disclaimer about baseball. There are over 100 games still left, over 150 games still left in the season. So if you want to play baseball as opposed to, one and done as far as NBA is concerned, situations and hockey playoff situations, feel free to play baseball. I've got 2-team baseball, Marlins, Red Sox, given to me from Cash Action.
All right, sounds good.
Did you like the Red Sox? Red Sox lost last night, didn't they?
They did.
Dude, I just don't like this
they
Red
lost
Sox
2 in a row. And they got to face the Cubs in Arrieta tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But that's Cash Action stuff. Because I don't mess with dogs like that.
No doubt.
But that's a home team dog though, right? In baseball?
No, they're minus 107. They're actually the favorite, believe it or not. The Cubs started out as a really heavy favorite here. Well, not heavy, but minus 126 is down to even money. So
okay.
All right, dude.
Let's do it. Let's get up out of this.
Yeah, let's get up out of here, man. It's I gotta go and fly out to Florida tomorrow and then get on the ship on Sunday. So
all right, so Hat, we are not going to be on, gang. Tell them, Hat.
We're going to be back on the 8th of May. That's a Monday. So we'll be ready, and we'll be talking about... We'll be knee-deep into the Spurs and Rockets series at that point, Dream.
Knee-deep. Probably the last game for the Spurs. The Rockets getting swept.
Right on, guys. All right, so, Dream, what do you got to do to close out of here, brother?
Hey, guys, what I like this evening, and it's very light play, it's a 2-team hockey parlay because I really did not love the NBA. I like the NBA. I'll probably watch the NBA and do a little bit of live wagering based on what I see and how these teams look. But if you do like the NBA, here's where I'm leaning with the NBA, though, okay? I'm leaning Wizards, I'm leaning Bulls, and I'm leaning Jazz. Those are leans. If you want to know what a lean is,
what's a lean?
It means I kind of like it, but I'm not playing it and put money on it. But that's what I feel, okay? What I am going to play, though, is I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues tonight in a money line parlay, and I'm going to take the over in the Oilers-Ducks game. Over 4.5 St. Louis Blues. I'm going to parlay them together. And we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show. We've got Terrence Mack out there, Cash Action Bets, Rick Lopez, Direct Sports Solution, Jonesy, Vegas Girl 92661, Deeks Pigs, Tiger Clinch, Jay Schneider, Jim Rome's a Douche, OJFB, Tony Enab, The Hockey Immortal, Irvin, Joseph Del Rosario, Sin City Mavericks in the house as well, Papa Bear, Jeff Ryan, the lovely Jackie as well, De Niro, Sebastian, my boy Scott Weaver, what's going on, and so many more. Gang, always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day because you cannot get this time back. Remember, we're not going to be on for a few minutes, but we will be back as soon as we can.
And we'll be blasting out on social media and doing a bunch of stuff too, Dream. So we'll be around.
No doubt.
We'll be around.
Well, I'll be around for sure, yeah.
All right, guys. So, hey, listen, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the following week coming up. Enjoy the great series that we're going to have with the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs, and get that money. Let's go.